scared because Turvey was like, well, they could use the chain of custody, but the judge could throw that out too and not let him, which I don't know how he would do all that, but they do. I mean, I watched this stuff in real life just like everybody else did, because I'm sitting there waiting on somebody to bust in the courtroom and be like, all of this shit's illegal, stop doing it. In my mind, that's what's supposed to happen, because this is not fair. This is not right. Everybody's watching this. What is going on? So I still think that moment.
Do you remember that hearing, like, to get off the table certain evidence, like I believe like the IgG was part of it and other items? Do you remember that though?
Yes.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, Hitler allowed all that evidence to come in with all the problems that he was in the middle, especially the secret grand indictment, having the draft deleted so Cy Ray wouldn't be able to make sure that the job that Maury did was correct.
I think that's another reason she might have went with a plea deal, and I think that's why Bryan did too. I don't think he was incompetent. I don't think his autism or on the spectrum or whatever had anything to do with him not being able to make a decision soundly. The only thing it had to do with was he looked like he had no emotion. But I'll be honest, the day that the victims were doing their the victims' parents and family were doing their statements, he looked sad to me. And that man sat there and understood, in my opinion, he understood that these people are mad because he said he did it, even though I don't think he did it. I just don't. I don't think he's capable of doing it with his joint or whatever disability. Not in the amount of time they said he did, not in the way they said he did it. That's just I'm sorry.
Trish, I 100% I could agree with you. Like in my side of the agreement, right? I believe that due to Hitler allow a whole bunch of evidence that he was not supposed to even see the daylight on the trial, she understood that this was botched. Like she understood, I don't want the jury to hear a whole bunch of poop. You know what I mean?
Cy Ray has proven in his book, and y'all, one of these pages was unredacted to me. They took it off as soon as after I read it, because it wasn't supposed to be on the preview page, I don't think. I can tell you all the page number of it, and we can look at it when the book comes out. Bryan was 38 miles on the other side of Moscow. Quinn Kiely was leaving Lewiston and got to Moscow. The 1122 house, the handoff data shows that at 4 a.m. I don't believe Dylan saw a masked anything. I don't know if Quinn had something to do with it or if he was the cleanup, but her Apple data, and that'll come out in that book too, shows that she was up walking around that house and climbing stairs. We know the one time she was. That's not even all of her Apple data. So that right there seals the deal to me that I don't know that because of Kaylee and Maddie's injuries, the postmortem, the ear-to-ear thing, this is somebody that wanted them to be quiet. That's all there is to it. The mafia, the fucking cartel, and the gangs do that. That's it. A 20-year-old that is in a frat is not going to do that, I don't think. I just don't. I do think that they know stuff.
In my opinion, if that would be a criminal element instead of going so personal, you see, because those type of wounds are very personal, very rage, very very angry. It is the motive behind that is outside of, I believe, criminal elements. I mean, it's criminal having a incident like that, but what I mean is the anger behind it. It's outside of mafia. Listen, I know criminal elements, and believe me, that if they're gonna clear the house like that, especially if he's, I'm gonna put it like this: if it's a criminal element that is elevated to the point that is not just your typical black guy from the block, selling dimes and nickels and stuff like that, this has to be putting it in a proper perspective. To be such a cartel hit or whatnot, they most likely know that area is a Greek life only area. They
I don't know there
have
was a
to know that and know that it's like school zone. Not just cops from the university, but also cops from the outside within the college, university, undercovers, etc., etc. And plus that we well known that that community don't mesh with outsiders to that magnitude. We have heard within Moscow that they also secluded, that is like people has come like literally just walking by like after the event, and it's just cops swarming them because they don't want no one from the outside, not even true crime content creators, to come, outside of legacy media, to come and mess around with the area. So that's why it made me think like a criminal element has to take in consideration all those factors, that it goes all against them. That is like a good 2% that you doing something like that, which it wouldn't make such a noise around the block. It's a very small percent of you coming out of that, because they're all gonna snitch right away, especially knowing that he's an outsider, that they don't own no loyalty or secrecy to. They will snitch on them on a snap, because it's an outsider doing it.
I don't think it was the actual. I think it was somebody that was involved in one of those prison gangs. That Mowich guy, I didn't know anything about until I was watching another creator like 3 months ago. And Todd Siegel is a criminal psychiatrist, psychic. He helps the police. He literally, and this is way before, this is right after it happened, described Mowich as if you go back to his description, and I'll have to find the podcast he did it on, but he literally described that man to a T. And I think, Mowich supposedly.
And what would be the motive? What would be the motive?
Because they ran drugs out of that house, supposedly. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But he was the person that was over the stuff. And I don't know whether Dylan and Quinn, I just have a feeling Quinn, with his dad, who he is, there was something going on. As soon as Quinn said he had never been to Moscow, I was like, that's a damn lie. And then when he was on the witness list, I knew. I said, I'm telling y'all. And then when Cy Ray come out and said he went from Lewiston to Moscow and would have got there at 4:00 in the morning.
So what it is like a drug debt? Like what's the motive? Like, can you give me a detail?
I don't know whether Maddie really got rid of drugs or whether she was tired of it. You know what I mean? Because Maddie was kind of straight and narrow because she had watched her dad. And I don't know if she was tired of it, or I don't know if they were found out about trafficking children, basically, or well, I can't say that, moving children, basically. And Kiely, I really believe Kiely did find out something about that. And they were talking about it.
You know what, Trish? We heard this in 2022, honey. and all the information, like from who brought that information to you to True Crime and the email chain, like we had literally a whole live stream about that. Then it got to like big content creators and stuff, and like since 2022, all the information about even Calvis being called Gonzo in the streets, and
as soon as her daddy said something, you know what I mean? In the middle of something, an interview, he said Kiely was very worried about kids and people moving. He said that in the middle of an interview that was like really weird. As soon as he said that, I got cold chills, and I said, "Oh my God."
Yeah, you remember that they were talking about that she was allegedly a CI, like in a investigation, that she loves true crime and whatnot, that it was the possibility of her.
I didn't think she wanted to help.
Kids trafficking type of stuff, something like that.
And I wonder if the college was involved and she started finding out. And that's, y'all, this is all speculation. That's all we can do. Right. But
no, and I love having this conversation with you. I really love having this conversation.
That it is something of that nature, because post-mortem wounds ear to ear, that isn't, I don't even care if college kids did do it. They were still talking about something that they didn't want them talking about. That's just, that sound to me.
You gotta hate the beauty of that person for you to do that.
Yeah.
Like you want to mutilate. You see, this is what I'm trying to let people know, right?
It's messing with their
I don't-
money, and when you mess with
I
people's
don't-
money,
you